Oh, okay. Sorry about the dead air there. Okay. Here's another one for y'all. It's interesting to think about. I was going to do this before I went to sleep. I thought to myself, has a country ever been able to completely, I didn't put completely, but I didn't feel like being that specific, alliterate, use that much alliteration, but has a country ever been able to completely redefine itself? I think about this because, of course, this is what people like, Destiny and Vosh and, other left wing folks who aren't outright, maybe to a point even Caleb Maupin, or Maupin, I should say. These are folks that want to redefine America to actually live by its ideals, I guess you could say, of, being a free nation where all men are truly created equal and, we can have a much better society. And I think to myself, well, how do we do that? Because of course we've seen the experiment with Chaz or Chop, which didn't really work out that well. We saw that the issues that went on between the residents and the protesters. Hey, sorry, my cat is scratching. All right, hey, you cut that out. All right, sorry about that. But are they able to completely... Hold on. Hey, you cut that out. Go. Stop it. Cut it out. Oh, boy. She is a handful. Anyway. But it's interesting to think about the idea that can the United States be redefined in actual terms? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it ever can. And the United States will always have this aura hanging over it, Like I say, Chopper Chaz and this idea of community policing didn't really work out that well. And of course, people like Vosh ultimately say, well, once again, he's one of these guys like, well, we say all cops are bastards, but ultimately it's just because they allow the, it's the whole bad apple analogy that's used. And ultimately he uses this analogy. And he says, well, yeah, that can be the same way with detectives too, but, so it's very tricky. I mean, look, I'm sorry to give him so much. Yeah. Meow. Exactly. Yeah. You heard that. She is a pistol, I tell you what. But yeah, I think about that though. Because I think about the issues of that. It's like, how do you redefine it? It's like China has been able to redefine itself in a very different way. They still honor their past though. In a certain way, they still have, statues of like, Lao Tzu that have been built, and I think the myth of China is still there. A national myth, if you will. And this is going a little bit too Wignatish, but I'm going to say it that way. But can we as the United States reimagine people like, I don't think how can you reimagine or rehabilitate people like, Thomas Jefferson or, George Washington, this and that. You can't completely, flip a country over. It's the same thing where, they use the whole Bolivarian revolution. They need the image of Simon Bolivar to have legitimacy in Venezuela, for example. How would we build that in the United States? Because eventually all these different groups will say, It's like, for example, if you're a Comanche, you're going to use Geronimo, and that's going to be your image, and say, yeah, we're going to lead by the image of people like Geronimo, or Crazy Horse, or whatever the case. I'm just talking about native tribes in general. I mean, I'm as ignorant as a white guy as I am. I'm going to mention those things, but it's like you can't really rehabilitate. It's like, yeah, you can use the idea of the Constitution, or talk about the Bill of Rights or anything else. Yeah, you could put that into your own laws for your own area. But to keep the United States as a whole thing, it's not realistic. And this is kind of, I'm making more of a pragmatic case here. I'm not just LARPing and saying, deconstructionism, accelerationism, bro. I'm trying to back it up. I'm trying to dial it back, and at least I'm trying to use some pragmatism here. We're too close to our founders. China has 2,000 years to mystify. Exactly. Yeah, China has, I think it's like 5,000, but I'm not trying to, I'm sorry to be actually, but, China has a lot of history it can go through, and it can point to, whether it's, the various Chinese leaders. I mean, or even people like, I can't think of it, but the soldier who was killed, who was just an average driver, I think, during the Chinese communist, during Maoist China. But they can point to Wang Feihong. They can point to Sun Yat-sen, who they still point to, which some people, yeah, it depends on who you talk to, but, Yuan Shikai, or whoever, or even with the Russians, is that Putin has rehabilitated Tsarism. He's kind of, he's managed to keep his foot on both sides of the tracks, if you will, between Tsarist history, and talking about, various Tsarist leaders. I know that there have been monuments made to them, and statues made to them, but also to continue to say, well, we don't fully agree with the Soviet Union, but smert fascismu. And so they've been able to do that. The United States, the way it is set up now, we can't, none of those things can be rehabilitated. Those statues are not going to go back up. There is no saving any of these things. Like I say, even with, South Africa, for example, what is holding that country together? Because you have, apart from the Boers and Afrikaners, I've mentioned this before, but even apart from that, from the Bantus, I'm sure they have their leader, but, you have Zulu, the Zulus with Shaka Zulu, Khoisan, I'm sure that they have their, idols as well, the British, South Africans as well. The United States cannot be redefined in any realistic way. In other words, the baby's going to be tossed out with the bathwater. And you can be a marketing genius, and there's no way you can try to save this thing, That's my view anyway. So that's where I disagree with a lot of these folks. I'm trying to do it from a pragmatic way. I'm trying to do that. I will say this once again, though, is that as seeing that debate with Eric Stryker and James Alsup versus Vosh and Destiny, it was bad. When he said, I noticed this when I saw it on Twitter as well, that there was a guy who was watching it, and he said, I'm going to fight for my Volk. And he didn't say it like that. I'm going to fight for my Volk. That's what Eric Stryker said. I said, just histrionics and LARPing. It was just, it was pitiful. I know that you were in there post Downsball Judaism. You saw that. I was, I mean, you could, it was bad, But anyway, I'm sorry to talk about that. But I don't see the United States being able to hold on to some sort of identity. I really don't. Who can we point to? That, Abraham Lincoln, he was still racist. He said the N-word, this and that. Ulysses S. Grant, he still had slaves, Tecumseh Sherman, other than the memes of Sherman burned down Atlanta again, It's like, Sherman still said pretty racist things. So it's like, you can't really save those folks, can you? But this is the whole thing. It's the same thing with people like Bo the Fifth Column as well. I've seen this. It's like him trying to defend the ideas like, well, we can rename the fort, the various army posts. We can rename Fort Benning from that. We can rename him as the first, general of the 101st Airborne or something like that. It's like, we can't do that. I really don't see that happening. And so, even if the United States does not collapse, I'll back away from the collapsitarian stuff, but even if we don't collapse, the whole idea is just, this country will, like what people like Keith Woods have said, is that it will become more of a feudalist country. And, the myth will be basically is that we should serve the corporations and serve, whichever, autocrat or technocrat exists, That's the whole thing. I mean, I'm trying to be pragmatic here. I'm trying to be realistic. Take it for what it is. Like I say, I'm coming down from the Wignat high that I've been on for a while in my life, and I'm trying to, it's me. It's like a pendulum. Sometimes you swing over there, and then you swing back. You swing over, and you swing back. So, unfortunately, that's how it goes with me. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? Is that you can see that things aren't going to last, but you don't know where the break is going to be. You don't know. The system has been resilient. It's been very, very resilient. But where can we go from here? That's really what it comes down to. Where can we go from here? I don't know. Where do we go? The myths, the people that we point at, the ideas. It's like, yeah, we may hold on to some of the ideas, sure. It's just like, what people like Lenin talked about in Sapien Revolution. I need to read some more books. I've been putting that off. But, where Lenin was basically saying is that, we're going to keep the same systems that we have. We're just going to throw the buggers that we have right now out. And, everyone's going to be paid a workman's wage. Now, maybe this is a simplistic view of it, but that's how I see it. I don't really know where to go from there. Yeah, Stryker and Alsop had a good point about basically making new states for people who want to get away from others. They did, but it was tone deaf, and I think it just, yeah. Countries redefined, but usually not in favor of the founding stock. The Eastern European countries have done fairly well. Yeah. It's not going to be, it's not going to be, but they're ethnically homogenous. Yeah. They don't like foreigners, this and that. This country is a whole different thing. That's why you get the idea, that used to be amongst, kind of the Nation of Islam and that kind of idea. It was the lost tribe of Shabazz. This kind of, these are folks that have been disconnected from Africa for so long, and they, but of course now it's called ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. And of course, nobody likes that term either. That's right wing too. So it's just going to get worse. Yeah. I would say that Stryker and Alsop, Stryker, I'm sorry. I don't know if you'll disagree with me or not post-Nosbull, but it's like Stryker was just LARPing. He was just LARPing so hard. And it's like, what do you know about Bugman? I was just like, well, you say that unironically about, you don't say it in real life, man. It's just, he made such a fool of folks. And I know there are a list of folks, but it's like, at least James Alsop was trying to be good faith. He was trying to be, at least he tried to have one study to show them and to try to, look back on, but just a lot of L's with that one. I couldn't stick around when they said that closing arguments. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to stick around for this. This is awful. It's the same thing that happened in the other debate. It's very sad. But yeah, that's my feeling on it anyway. He was very cringe, very sad. Yeah. Also, is a better communicator, to be honest. Stryker is for more theatrics. Yeah, exactly. He's much more theatrical. He's much more of a a hype man, if you will. But yeah, what he yeah. What else is there to say, really? What else is there to say about it? Like I say, once again, I always repeat these things, but I think I've said my piece on this point. It's just kind of it's just kind of draining, and you just kind of feel like, oh man, oh boy, you know. Um, but yeah, one other point though, and I said this in the other video, but I'll say it here. 12,000 people were watching Vosh's stream. 12,000 people. It's like, compare that with even the IBS days. You're looking at maybe 4,000 to 5,000 at a time. I mean, I'm not sure how many were originally watching, the debate with, who was it? It was Spencer versus Sargon primarily. It's like how many? It's like, yeah, that eventually got to like 1 million views or something like that. But it's like, how many were originally watching? I bet like not that many. 12,000 people. And that's where the things are. But I think that ultimately it is an election year and this and that, so we'll see if that changes any bit. I think that's all I really had to say. Like I say, is that the United States is going to have a rough time, and I think that countries can redefine. Now, I'll agree with you on that, Ruiner. They can, but they all have to be part of the same tribe, basically. The United States is not part of the same tribe, and other tribes do not want to agree on any sort of one way, because, of course, people will say, no, that guy's racist. I'm not going to fall behind the ideas of Lincoln. I'm not going to fall behind the ideas of Adam Smith or whoever, or Thomas Paine or whichever. They're not going to. They're going to say, no. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. And on that basic level, that's why America, has been an anomaly. But I think that's all we can really go with. Now, of course, are people going to even, unite on something? I don't know. That's the whole thing. It's like, outside of the United States, there's plenty of real racism, but of course, everyone talks about the wussy racism that exists here in this country. That's why people will look at, that's why a lot of Wignats and, of course, just vaguely right-wing folks will, have redefined people and said, yeah, Mugabe's base, bro, because they have, they see his quotes on women, and it's like, yeah, the rest of the world is pretty base and understands what women are, but of course our country is screwed us up so much. Yeah, we would have to consciously form a nation within a nation. Yeah, we would, and we are nowhere near that. We are nowhere near that idea. There's far too much. There's still too much complacency, and that's what everyone is waiting for. Is to cajole people out of it, and people don't know what it'll be. Yeah, building a local legal structure to protect against subversion. Yeah, yep. I got some Carl Schmitt. I do need to read that one day. But I'm just thinking, I know you're just talking about vaguely legal structure, but yeah, strict cultural ideology. Yeah. Once again, I don't disagree, Runer. It's just, we are nowhere near that. And of course, things can change. I think everyone's just waiting for that dime to drop, and everyone's waiting for that opportunity to jump in and do something, And we have these folks, these guys like Eric Stryker, who just LARP and just say, I'm fighting for my folk. And I'm just like, oh. And, calls people Bugman. It's like, you don't, I don't know why I'm still on that, but it's like, I heard enough of it where I'm just like, no, Stryker, you just, And then he's like, well, I don't hate black people at all. This, I'm like, bro, don't do this. And then he just contradicted himself and just, I said enough on that. It's just, you know, it's going to be a difficult thing, folks. It's just going to be, hard times. And once again, I'm sorry. I keep on saying I'm going to not give the black pill out, but I do feel like that, we kind of have to be prepared for something. I don't know what. Like I say, I'm not going to advise you to do anything. Ultimately, you're going to do what you're going to do. That's my CYA moment there. But yeah, slow decline doesn't allow for a definite transition. Yeah, that's true. And like I say, I mean, I do realize deep down that, yeah, the collapse is a process. Yeah, the time for debate and discussion is over. Yeah. It's just, yeah, but nobody is, the time for debate and discussion is over. Yeah, but we cannot, nobody has the force to cajole people or to, drag people. You know what? I'm just going to keep it there just in case, because I'm going to sound like I'm Fed posting. But no, no one has the cojones to really do what needs to be done. And it's just going to, we're just going to have this malaise going on, and Judge Judy's still going to be going, on at like, 4 o'clock, at, 4 to 5 o'clock. And then, the local news. And we're just going to keep going, aren't we? There's got to be some sort of positivity in there somewhere. I just can't find it right now. I do have hopes for it. I think that for people like me, we're too ignorant to really look that forward. Yeah, I'm glowing, bro. I know. I'm glowing. I know. Glow in the dark, baby. That's me. That's me. I'm like Green Lantern or something. Yeah. I don't know. Just but for people like me, what was I going to say? Basically, what I was going to say is that, you just have to keep going. For people like me, I want to see it to its end. Regardless of what the movie is going to, whatever happens in the movie, I want to see it to its end. I want to see it to its end. Whatever that, exists. If it's going to be bad, all right. If it's going to be good, okay. That's my attitude at this point. I'm going to see it to its end. I'm just going to stick here stubbornly, just standing there waiting for you. And that's all you can do. Just stand there stubbornly and be like, I'm not going to bend down. I'm not going to get on my knees for you. Hell no. I'm not going to get on my knees for you. That's not even some LARPing thing. It's like, oh, my ancestors, the real ones built it. No. I'm just going to say, no, fuck you. I'm not going to give in to you. I'm going to stand up, fool. You ain't going to make me get on my knees, man. I'm not going to give you what you want. Not that easily. It's just that stubbornness. And it's really, it's the last resort. That stubbornness that, hey, I'm not going to just let you just walk all over me. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I'm just going to stand here, though. That's all we can do. Right now. That's how I feel. Now, that's on an individual level. You can't do that, when you have a mob of folks, going for a statue and getting their tie downs and everything else, getting all that ready. But on an individual level, you got to stand up for what you believe. And if you see someone getting beat up, yeah. I mean, that's one instance, yeah. But I don't know. Nowadays, that's why I'm still here. I'm going to stand here just to be a pain to you. I'm just going to be that ultimate, just that stubborn ox that's just going to keep going down the road. He doesn't know what's going to happen, tomorrow. He barely knows what happened yesterday, but he's going to keep going. He's going to keep moving forward. As they told me in the Army, you got to drive on with the mission. Drive on with the mission. And to me, the mission is to keep moving forward. Problem is, we identify with the statues being torn down. Yeah. Don't know how old you're, but my family is a bulwark against the pause. Easier said than done. Okay. Well, that's fair, Ruiner. All right. I mean, for me, I'm 35. I'll be honest with you. I'll dox myself here. I'm a bit older, this and that. But I'm just going to keep going, man. That's all I can do, regardless of what I get into. I know I'm not going to be the smartest. I know I'm not going to be the fastest or anything else, but I'm just going to keep going. You can think what you want about me, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to, just keep trudging forward somehow. That's all I can do. That's the only pep talk I have. That's the way I'll end this on a somewhat more positive note. Just keep going, if for no other reason than to, confound people. Just to confound the narrative. That's all you can do. At least that's me. Yeah. Not too old for kids yet, dude. I thought you were like 18. Yeah. Yeah. I'm old, baby. I'm old. But it's all right. It's all right. We gotta keep on keeping on. I think to myself, it's like, man, we gotta do this somehow, man. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta, I don't know. I keep on going back to that image of like, some sort of a Mad Max type of thing where it's like I'll be some cool gun runner or something like that. Oh, you're older? Oh, okay. I won't ask. Don't worry. I won't. But it's like that image of a cool gun runner who's like, who's selling guns to everybody, this and that. Oh yeah, I'm selling guns to so and so. I'm going throughout the country. Maybe you got some chicks on the side you got or something like that. But it's like that's the fantasy I live in. That's also something that keeps me going. It's a fantasy. I know that fantasy isn't real deep down, but I allow it to happen because it keeps me going. That's what keeps me going when I'm older. It's like, I know that's not going to happen. I know it's not going to be like that, but I think that in my head. Like, I'm going to be that slicker than fish grease going out there, selling M4s or something like that. Yeah, you want this price for an M4? Okay, well, you give that to me. Yeah. Or you hear this, you imagine the stories that you could tell about, you almost got tortured by somebody or you got robbed on the road, this and that. That's the fantasy I live in. Is it crazy? Yeah, probably. But it keeps me going. The idea that I'm still going to be around. I'm not, like I said, once again, I'm not the smartest dude. I'm not the toughest. I'm surely not some bookworm necessarily. I've only done 3 books over this whole thing. But hopefully we'll do at least 1 book. Finish that up for this summer. But it's like, that's my way of doing it. You're gonna have to find yours. That's one of the things about the internet is everyone tries to, everyone just, like, tell me what to do. Tell me. It's like, look, ultimately, you're gonna have to make your own way. And if things are, if dare I say, get more meta and sound like I'm hippy dippy, but if the stars align, then we'll meet up and we'll find a way to work this thing out. Kind of like that movie, The Mac. Brother's gonna work it out. Brother's gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. America's still too wealthy for now. Yeah, once again, I think that it is wealthy, but I think that I'll just say yes. I'll agree with you and just go from there. I don't really have a good. What I would say is that that's all I got. I was really trying to save it, and try not to go full black pill, because I do, I try to. Anyway, I'll try to find a better way to motivate y'all. I'm not sure. I'm just talking to the choir, though. I know I'm talking to the choir, and that's okay. Someone's got to talk to the choir. Someone's got to tell them what to say and say, hey, we got to do it this way. That's all I can do. I'm not going to be histrionic or try to be boisterous. That's not my style. It's not me. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, or at least the gentlemen that are here, GSP, Post-Nazball, Doucheism, GSP, Runer. Don't die, Post-Nazball. We can't see Valhalla yet. We can't do it yet. We gotta stand up and be like, you know what? I'm still here, baby. I'm still here. I'm not gonna let you take me down. I'm not gonna do that. Have a good night, Runer. I feel the delirium coming. It's like, man, I should have gone to bed, but I felt like I had to do it. Post-Nazball, Judaism. I hope you're just memeing, just to be responsible. I hope you're doing all right. Anyway, I will keep it at that, folks. I hope y'all have a good night. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, because I know it's already midnight where I am. So I hope y'all have a blessed day. Try to stay out of that sun. July 4th is coming up. They're gonna be shooting off fireworks. And the way things are with these cops, man, no one's gonna stop them. No one's gonna stop them if they're shooting in the city. But we're just gonna stay positive. That's all we can do. God bless. I'll just put it that way. God bless. And I'll end with that. Y'all have a good night. See you later.